Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What lovely to talk to me. Funny lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! This is Brad Gilmore, and we have a legend on the line talking the American Revolution, a new 6-part, 12-hour documentary series that explores the country's founding struggle and its 8-year war for independence. It'll premiere Sunday, November the 16th, and air for 6 consecutive nights through Friday, November 21st. The one and only Mr. Ken Burns joins us this morning. Ken, how are you, sir?
I am so great to be with you and so excited to be in Houston coming up soon. And I don't know other, I guess I bury the lead here. I won't work on a more important film than this film on the history of the American Revolution.
You know, what's so great is when I saw that this was coming out, and you are going to be in Houston on June the 5th. We'll put some more information out there on our website. But when I saw that you were doing the American Revolution, what was great to me about it is, I think that we all obviously go over it in our early education and try to learn about, the American Revolution. We know some of the key points, the shot heard around the world, the Boston Tea Party, the events that everybody might know about. But what I love about your approach to documentaries and filmmaking is that you look at it as self-discovery for yourself, this research and this information you're learning along with the audience as opposed to like assigning us homework in school. Am I right about that?
That's exactly right. I can't say it any better. If you tell people what you already know, then that is homework. But if you share with them the process of discovery, then it's, hey, have I got a story to tell you? And I think what we realize is that a lot of the information about our American Revolution has atrophied. We don't know that much about it. Sure, we got it in 3rd grade and 8th grade and maybe 11th grade, but we don't teach it that well. And we think, Lexington and Concord, and then, the surprise attack on Trenton by Washington, and then they surrender at Yorktown. There's 50 battles you'll know here, but more importantly, what's going on behind the scenes. And I don't think we appreciate how violent our revolution is, how much of a civil war our revolution also is, with loyalists against patriots, patriots against loyalists from New Hampshire to Georgia. It is an incredibly fraught time, and it's not going to be decided. Nobody knows at the time that they're going to win. In fact, at the beginning, the chances are zero that the Patriot cause is going to win. And these people that are now bold-faced names to us, statues out in parks collecting bird, they didn't know that they were the father of their country. They didn't know that they were going to be the author of the Declaration of Independence. They didn't know they were going to do this. They were just, planters and farmers and craftspeople. And suddenly caught up in this unbelievable thing. And so what we try to do is say, look, we get it. They look far away. We don't have photographs. We don't have newsreels. They've got stockings and breeches and in some cases powdered wigs. but they're people just like you and me. And if you take those bold-faced names and give them dimension and humanity, restore the humanity to them, and then introduce you to scores of other people, kids, 15-year-old Joseph Paul Martin from Connecticut, who signs up a few days after the Declaration of Independence is signed in July of 1776 and fights in the Continental Army, 15 years old. And, we follow the fortunes of a little girl in Yorktown who's a refugee and has to flee the British for most of the war. And then you have the familiar folks. All of a sudden, it begins to make sense, and you begin to see, as I believe, that this event is the most important event in world history since the birth of Christ. That before this moment, everybody on earth was a subject under the sway of an autocratic dictator. After that, some people, 13 former colonies clinging to the Atlantic seaboard, were actually citizens, this new thing that the Declaration of Independence created. And so it's as inspiring and as exhilarating a story as I've ever had the privilege to try to tell.
Well, and if I wanted to ask you this in particular, because I feel like it's sometimes taken for granted the power of what that Declaration of Independence and signing it truly meant for the people who put their name and their signatures on that document. I mean, in some ways, it was signing their own death warrant, really, when you think about it. Can you speak to the significance of that moment?
Oh, of course. That makes them traitors to the crown. We know, or many of us, we used to be taught that John Hancock's signature is so gigantic. Is why we say, can I put my John Hancock on that? Meaning you're going to sign something. His signature is so big, he said, that he wanted the king to be able to read his name without putting on his spectacles. There was a delegate from Rhode Island named Stephen Hopkins who suffered from palsy. He said, my hand may shake, but my heart does not. I mean, these people are patriots in every sense of the word. And they, against all odds, forged this country and worked out differences, and there were lots, between big states and small states, between slaveholding states, all of that stuff got worked out. But more importantly, they said in the second sentence, Jefferson's sentence, we hold these truths to be self-evident. There's nothing self-evident at that moment in history about these truths. But this is a lawyer's dodge, to say it's self-evident and people can't argue with you. That, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And what they all meant by that last inscrutable phrase was pursuit. Mainly, you're trying towards perfection. Happiness is lifelong learning. It isn't the pursuit of objects in a marketplace of things. It's lifelong learning in a marketplace of ideas. Because only by trying to improve oneself, only by learning does one become virtuous. And virtue is the trait that the founders say is necessary for us to be what they're creating, a citizen instead of a subject. And if you let that atrophy, if you don't learn, then you're back to becoming a suspicious or superstitious peasant, and back to being a subject. So they are challenging us from the grave right now, from this magnificent, exhilarating, inspiring story, to be the best of ourselves. And as we approach the 250th, we now have an opportunity to put the us back in the U.S.
And you know what? What I love about all your documentaries, this one I'm so looking forward to. I'm looking forward to you also being here in Houston on June the 5th. There's a Mark Twain quote, and I'm sure I'll butcher it, but it's something to the effect of, you should be a patriot all the time and support your government when it deserves it or when it's earned it, something along those lines. And what I love about your films, that it does remind us that we all are American, and we should be proud of this country, and for the things that you said just right there, putting the us back in the U.S. and showing that we're just all one solid, complicated, beautiful fabric of a nation, but beautiful nonetheless.
It is in the interest of tyrants to have us divided, to create. If I've learned anything in the course of what I've done over the years, Brad, is that I've made films about us, and there's only us. There's no them. And whenever somebody tries to tell you there's a them, gently remind them. This is also, I referenced the birth of Christ, this is also the teachings of Christianity. Everyone is a child of God. And so what will you do? Will you listen and compromise and hear, or will you my way or the highway? And whenever we do the former, we put ourselves together, we get through the Great Depression, we conquer in World War II, we do the best. When we don't, we're divided and we're at each other's throats, and there's no good comes of it. It's only the weakening of this extraordinary experiment. So it's all in the story of the revolution. You can see all of this stuff. There's patriots killing loyalists and loyalists killing patriots, and they used to be neighbors. I have one scene at the Battle of Bennington where a loyalist that we've been following is obliged to, as he put it, destroy with a pistol, meaning shoot in the head, his best friend growing up, whose bayonet has already been stuck into his chest and been deflected by the ribcage. Now that's about as intimate, about as gory, as about as violent, and as about as true and representative of the incredible struggle to forge this country.
Well, the American Revolution, the documentary starts in November on PBS, and Ken Burns will be here in Houston on June the 5th. I hope to shake your hand when you're here, sir. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Oh, it's been my pleasure, and I will be at Silka Hall and can't wait to share some clips from the film and have a robust discussion about these big ideas. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Ken. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.